What? Are you serious? Okay, I have nothing but praise for, the Young Justice writers. They really know how to create immense and dark story, as well as, well, intriguing in a way. But what I can criticize is, after so very long, you bring back this character, and then you just kill him off? I mean, come on! This is the one thing I actually can criticize about this thing. If you're gonna reintroduce him, don't kill him off! Or are you doing that because, well, you wanna just prove how much of a loser he was? Either way, we are introduced to the new members of the Light, I presume. And they were not the ones I expected them to be. Well, maybe one was expected it to be, but that other one I did not expect. Either way, this is the Young Justice, episode Home Fires, episode 9, Home Fires of the Young Justice series. Also an episode that shows Lobo again. And I had to criticize Lobo of this series. No, he is still as badass as ever, although he does get his pinky cut off, which is pretty rare. I thought he was supposedly indestructible, except from anyone who is his same species. And by the way, it's a very well-known fact that Lobo killed his entire planet just so he wouldn't be killed himself. But what I'm criticizing about Lobo is the fact that he switches between Interlac and, well, Earth language every time. So I don't really like that. But I guess it's just to further show how alien he is. Either way, this episode has two different plots. The first plot is about every single superhero kid meeting up at one place of, the Speed place, where they, the Iris Allen place, where we also see Mera and her young son. By the way, shouldn't King Orion's son have been dead by now? I mean, it's a very well-known story that he got a son, but that son died. At least I presume it was so. As well as the Speed people. And it's worth noting that Impulse, the new Kid Flash, is there as well. It's pretty funny how he calls the kid Speed his dad, because technically it is his dad, but it's just a little bit weird. As well as Will, and I think even, oh yeah, and also the ex-wife of Jefferson Pierce is there as well. For a moment there it almost looked like Will and she was flirting, but I don't think they were. And finally, who else is there? Well, wait a moment. Isn't who is it? Well, damn it! I lost her. I lost her voice. No, her name. The Sphere girl. Not the Sphere girl. That Rocket. Thank you, Rocket. That's what I was saying. Because I think she also got a kid. Either way, they're being spied on by a mysterious person who talks in a language I don't understand. It's not until the very end we realize what that language is. The other subplot is the Outsiders team, still training the rookies, and Orion is again a little bit hot-tempered about Nightwing promised his sister, and they haven't even found that. It's then that they are attacked by Lobo, who is in early of this episode, got a contract. His contract apparently killing Forager for some reason. The Outsiders team do their best to hold off Lobo, but as I said before, Lobo is Lobo. He can't be stopped. I mean, they burn off his favorite threads and his pinky, but that's all they can do. He is just too powerful, and he gets more and more angry. So it ends with it seems that Forager is sacrificing himself, but no, he isn't, because it's revealed that Forager species can actually shed their skin. Earlier in episode 7 there was a joke that Forager is naked right now, but technically now he is naked because he shed his skin. He is a well, a bug after all. A lot of people criticized Forager when he appears, but I have to say, speaking for myself, I like Forager. I like his character, and I like his change. He's kind, he's humble, and he enjoys the company of the outsiders. Even in other episodes, he is still pretty fun. And granted, he may not have much sense of a comedy, but he's not a stoic person. He's just a shy kid. And I like him. I like Forager. He's a great character. I don't see why he shouldn't be a great character. But it's then revealed that the mysterious person that has been spying on him is none other than former Prince Orm, aka the Ocean Master. Down on his luck, he has been on the surface world for who knows how long. And it's revealed, in season 2, it's revealed that a poor disgraced Ocean Master, we do not find out what happened, mind you. Again, another waste of his character. Because, there's a comic series of the first season. We know Calder took McGann and Connor to his place of Atlantis, introduced his fellow students, and, there was a racism with the purists. I really like that comic book story. So what I'm trying to say is, why did we not go back to that? That was amazing. That was the one and only time when the Ocean Master played a story. Otherwise, he was just in one single episode. Then he was suddenly outed. Well, not outed, that's the wrong word. Disgraced and thrown off from the light for an unspecific disgrace. And according to him, he was arrested 6 years ago and was thrown in prison, and then I think he was banished to the surface. And he should be king and all that stuff. He's stopped by Lady Shiva, who kills him. No, seriously. She kills him. Seriously? I mean, here I finally thought we were gonna see Ocean Master again. And then you just kill him off like that? I mean, granted, it was to solidify who Ocean Master was. A loser to the very end. I mean, he wanted to be king. He thought he wanted to be king. And he thought he deserved it. He was disgraced. Even by his former colleagues, he wasn't even considered a threat, and then he was just killed off just like that. I understand why. He was disgraced, so a disgrace has to die a humiliating death. But I still have to criticize that and saying, okay, I do not approve of that. Because, again, you had so much potential with Ocean Master's character, and then you just decided to kill him off just like that. It's such a waste. Such a waste. I guess in the end Greg Weisman didn't know how to take Ocean Master's character. And again, he was disgraced, so maybe they didn't want to dive into that. But the story ends with another thing that has happened in this episode. We're introduced to another person who is on the talk show with Gordon Guthrie. Gretchen Good, or whatever. A.K.A. Granny Goodness. And everyone knows who that is, don't they? Because the episode ends as we see the new members of the Light, as well as old members. Klarion is still on the Light, and by the way, he has a slight wardrobe change. Queen Bee is still on the Light. Vandal is of course there. So is Lex Luthor. However, we have some new Lights. Ultra Humanite is now a member of the Light. And he... Wait, or is it a he? Well, yes, it is a he. He speaks. I mean, I'm saying that because apparently, according to a comic book story, the brain of Ultra Humanite was a female scientist that they took from a male. They took out the brain of a male gorilla and then implanted the brain of the woman into the gorilla, and therefore became the Ultra Humanite. So technically, Ultra Humanite is a male, but the brain was a female. It's confusing, and who cares? So apparently, Ultra Humanite is a member of the Light. That's surprising. I thought it would be Gorilla Grodd. Granted, however, Gorilla Grodd has always been anti-human. So I guess he will never lower himself to becoming a member of the Light. And Ultra Humanite is smart. So it's pretty ironic that we now see that Ultra Humanite can talk through that device. But what I'm trying to say is, if Ultra Humanite comes back, please give us back Grodd. Please! We only saw Grodd in the comic book, so please let us at least see Grodd this season. Or are you gonna give him the Ocean Master treatment? And the final member is Deathstroke. I guess he, in the end, got his wish. He wanted to become a member of the Light, and a member of the Light he became. And finally we see Granny Goodness. And we all know who Granny Goodness is. She's an enforcer of Darkseid, one of his most trusted lieutenants. And she's well known to have the appearance of a sweet old lady, but truthfully is an abusive, dangerous old hag that installs fear into subjects and turning them into her slaves. Big Barda was a well-known member. In fact, wait a moment. Are we gonna see Big Barda this season and Mr. Miracle? That would be so dope if we did. Oh yeah, and by the way, it appears that Granny Goodness is actually voiced by a female. And why am I saying that with surprise? Well, normally, just to further show how inhuman Granny Goodness is, Granny Goodness tends to be voiced by a man. Just to show how much she is not a Granny Goodness. But now she appears to have that old lady voice. I guess either that is a voice is a fake, just to further show her image of a sweet granny, or she has that voice just to further show how much scary it would be that she is a fake granny. Either way, Gordon Graham, as you know, is working for Darkseid as well, and he brought in Granny Goodness on the show. He has to further get things. The Light hired Lobo because they wanted to confirm that Nightwing, who by the way they know is Grayson for some strange reason, has assembled a team. And I have a feeling we are now heading into despair. Either way, I didn't like the Orm situation. It wasn't as awesome as the other episodes, but I have to say, the introduction of the characters, as well as Forger's character, and some fight moments, was awesome. But I think in the end, maybe this was the weakest episode of the other three. Maybe. Thanks again for the link, Mercenary, and give me your thoughts if you have any.